What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media and welcome back for part number 2 of our live Pokemon Showdown RU Suspect Test Session. Before we get started today, I actually want to address something that people were mentioning in the comments because people were all like, oh my gosh, you have no switch-ins for Noivern, it's such a problem, and so yes, I'm very aware of that because the Suspect Test is involving Noivern, so obviously it's somewhat of a threat. So I'm just going to pull up the Mega Audino set that I'm running. It should be 248. Yeah, 248 and then max defense. So if Noivern is choice specs, we gotta pull up Hurricane because that's its most powerful move to hit Audino with. That's still just a 14% chance to 2-hit KO. Granted, that's going to be increased a little bit if there are Stealth Rocks on the field. In the ideal situation, there would not be Stealth Rocks on the field. But that's if it's choice specs. If it is Life Orb, let's pull that up really fast. Yeah, that is not a 2-hit KO unless there are some type of hazards on the field or Mega Audino has some prior damage going on. Plus, Dazzling Gleam does 54 to 65%. So, I do indeed have a soft check. Or maybe even that's a hard check. I don't know if you want to call it that just because you can't always make sure that there's no hazards on your side. That's just not realistic. Now, is the choice spec set the most common? That is up for debate. I've seen Life Orb more often that since Noivern has actually dropped down, but I haven't played a whole lot of RU too, so there's that. But anyway, I just wanted to address that because a lot of people seem worried about it, and I did just throw this team together really quickly because I wanted to get in before the, suspect test was ending, and, people had suggested that, can you do this? I really would like to see you play the RU suspect test, so I did it, and yeah, so the team is not meant for, getting wrecks and being super high ladder and everything, so keep that in mind. I just wanted to show that because instead of me writing all that out to all the people that commented that, I figured I would just address it there, so there we go. With all that being said, have we even seen a Noivern? Maybe I did last time, I don't know. We probably won't see one this time, just because I took the time to go over that. But this is a pretty interesting team here. Again, we see the Bayonet. I've seen so many Bayonets. Everybody's running it. I see the Sigilyph, or Sigilyph, however you want to pronounce it. He's actually going to lead off with the Hitmonlee. I was expecting him to want to lead off with the Bronzong there to, get up Stealth Rocks and maybe do some light clay screening shenanigans. But this is fine too. We can scout right here to see if this thing is Choice Scarf, I suppose. I'm just going to go for Sub, because if he's not Choice Scarf, he's probably going to switch. Oh, just kidding. He's going to go for Fake Out. And he's Life Orb, so he's not Unburden. So he's not normal gem Fake Out. He's just Life Orb, which means I outspeed you. Which is good for me, because he's going to go into his Sigilyph, and I'm going to be able to get up a substitute. He has a Toxic Orb, which means this thing is Cosmic Power. Oh, I hate this set. I really, really do. I think it gets a bit more hate than it actually deserves, and I was just talking about this on Twitter with some people. But I think it just wore out its welcome, and I think it's just annoying because it just draws out battles a lot of the time. And you have to either just boost alongside it, or you have to Whirlwind or roar it out, or have Unaware or something like that to break it, and it's kind of annoying. But it's better than Toxic Stall, I'll give you that. But I'm gonna go for Fire Blast here and miss, trying to see how much it was gonna do with us both being at +2, but that unfortunately did not work in my favor. So I'll go for Calm Mind again, and we'll just continue to boost alongside this, I guess. Now, he's got quite a bit of priority on his team. He's got the Chinchino, which outspeeds me, so I don't expect Delphox to last. If I can keep my substitute up, that would be great, especially because this thing is mostly just going to be going for stored power, I'm assuming. He's probably got Calm Mind, Cosmic Power, Stored Power, Roost, and Psycho Shift. Possibly, but he's not going to go for Psycho Shift, obviously, because I am behind a sub. So there's that. I can substitute one more time as well. So now he's up to +6 on both his defenses, and I can go for Calm Mind to get up to +6, and then we'll start firing off some Fire Blasts. I hope it's a 2-hit KO, but it's likely not going to be, as he tries to go for Cosmic Power again, not realizing that he's at +6. Okay then, my friend. Thanks for the free Calm Mind. I appreciate that. Makes up for that Fire Blast miss. But I'm going to miss again because Wandissimo is blind. He goes for Story Power. That is not actually going to break the sub, which is great for me. I was kind of thinking it might not. But it's fantastic because now I can just go for Fire Blast. Unfortunately, it only does 41%. He's probably going to Roost here, so I'm going to Fire Blast again. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because if he does attack me, then I can kill this thing. So he does actually attack me, which is great. I would much rather him do that. And I'm still in a range where I could sub again, but I'm just going to kill this thing. I'm not going to give it any opportunity to Roost because this thing could potentially just, you know, destroy my entire team, I guess. Depending on what that last move was, I guess. I mean, I guess Skuntank could have handled it. It depends on if he had, like, Heat Wave or something. Maybe he didn't have Roost. I don't know. Now, I just checked to see how much Fake Out did last time this Hitmonlee was out, and it did not kill me. So he has to have Fake Out and Mach Punch here to be able to take me out. And if he does not, I'm assuming he does, because he knows how much Fake Out did last time. So, I mean, I guess I could switch here, but I really don't see any point on saving this thing. I do have ways of dealing with the Bronzong and the Escavalier, as he actually has Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch, not Mach Punch. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Fake Out, Bullet Punch Hitmonlee with Life Orb, not Unburden. Or maybe he is Unburden, I don't know. I have no way of knowing. No way of knowing. Now, I can very easily just go into my Audino here and force this thing out into either Escavalier or Bronzong, but since I let Delphox go down, that's probably not the best idea. So what I can do is go out into Dugtrio and trap this thing and just get rid of it. So that I don't have to worry about Fake Out shenanigans later on in the game. Now, if he wants to go for Bullet Punch, that's fine. I doubt he's going to have Mach Punch or Sucker Punch. That's probably it for his priority. So we'll see if he goes for it here, if he just lets me kill him. There's no way he's taking an Earthquake. Hitmonlee has garbage physical defense. So yeah, you can't switch. He's actually not even going to try to go for a priority move. He's just going to let me kill it, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Maybe he thought he could live. I don't really know. But yeah, so Hitmonlee is out of the way. I do also outspeed that Chinchino, so saving Doug could be useful here. This thing, what are you going to do? Are you Trick Room or something with the Escavalier? That could be somewhat dangerous. Can't really touch Reuniclus, to be honest. I could just go in and fire off some Specs Shadow Balls. Although I could also go into Skuntank and taunt him and then follow up with some Sucker Punches or Pursuit or whatever I want to do. But, let's see. I'm going to go into Reuniclus. That's the play I'm going to make right now. And he's actually going to go for Calm Mind. Calm Mind Bronzong. Okay, I guess this is just a case of bottom ladder, are you? I would think. I don't really know. I think Shadow Ball is probably still to a KO, because he's most likely not especially defensive if he is Calm Mind. So yeah, he's going to go for Flash Cannon. That is not a 2-hit KO, but Shadow Ball is, because I am Specs. Even with the lefties, that's not going to save him since I did 57% last time. We'll see if he wants to make the switch into Chinchino here, but I'm just going to go for Shadow Ball again. He is actually going to switch into the Chinchino. Okay, fair enough. Judging by the fact that he had Cosmic Power Sigilyph, I would not be surprised if this were to be the King's Rock Chinchino, which will really make me sad, but I'm hoping that that's not the case. I'm hoping he's like Focus Sash or Life Orb or something, so I'm just going to go into Audino here, and his Tail Slaps are not doing much. Show me Life Orb. That's not Life Orb. He probably is King's Rock. Gosh darn it. Those Tail Slaps are going to be doing even less after I Mega Evolve, though. Yeah, I'm just going to go for Wish here. I mean, at least we'll get to see what his set is. He is going to go for Tail Slap again. He gets a critical hit on the first one. And wait a minute. Why does it say critical hit? Did he get a critical hit all 5 times? No, there's no way. No, the first one did way more damage. Yeah, that was 7.6%. Everything else was hovering around 5 to 6. But we are able to get off our Wish. This could be Choice Scarf too, which I'm perfectly okay with. No, he's not Choice Scarf. He's Encore. Okay. I've yet to see that. That's pretty cool, actually. That is pretty cool, but you're not going to be able to break this Audino without getting multiple crits, because those Tail Slaps are only doing about 6%. So that is not enough. That is not enough at all. he is going to switch out into the Escavalier here as I'm going to throw up another wish. And what I can do is I can pass this into, I'm guessing Seismitoad. Yeah, it's looking like Seismitoad is going to be my best answer to this. I don't want to get smacked with a Mega Horn if I switch in my Reuniclus, and I'm not physically defensive with Skuntank, and a Sucker Punch is not going to be doing anywhere near enough. So I'm going into my Seismitoad here as he goes for Poison Jab, and of course he's going to get the poison, because that's how the world works. At least that's how my world works. So now I'm going to go for Scald about 5 times and not get a burn. And we'll see if he wants to just stay in and slowly kill me, or if he wants to switch something else in, like maybe the Bronzong to try to set up. I don't really know. If he does, I might have to switch, just because it has lefties. He is going to switch in the Bronzong, and that does 20%. That's not bad. It's not bad. That's like, what, 13% net damage after the lefties-ish? Somewhere around there. 13-14%. So I can just go for 2 more Scalds here. And if I get the burn on one of them, then I won't have to go for Scald a 3rd time. But he's just going to go for Psychic. That does a surprising amount of damage, but this is offensive Bronzong, so that is to be expected. And I'll just go for Scald again. And it should kill him from there. So I don't know. Yeah, that should kill him from there. He's actually going to switch again back into the Escavalier, and that only does 22%. I wonder if that's Assault Fist, although I am defensive, so I'm not going to be doing that much damage, even if I am using a stab move. Fortunately, we do not get the burn there. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I would really like a burn, but it's just not going to happen. So he's going to go for a knockoff there as I fire off another Scald. We get some more chip damage off, but Seismitoad goes down. And my best bet here is most likely to go into Dugtrio and try to kill him with an Earthquake. This thing doesn't get any priority. It doesn't carry any priority that I know of. So I'm just going to go for EQ, and he's going to barely survive. So I'm going to guess that that was a damage roll that just did not go my way there, which is fine. At least we have this thing weakened. It's unfortunate that we had to let Dugtrio go down because it does outspeed the Cinccino, which we know is not Choice Scar, so that's kind of unfortunate. But I do still have Audino, which should be able to handle it. And right here I will just click Pursuit, because if he wants to switch out, he's still dead, doesn't matter, I outsped him anyway. He probably was just going to leave it in, to be honest, because there's really no reason to save it that I can think of. I mean, unless he was saving it to try to, like, maybe outspeed Reuniclus, but I doubt it. So I'm assuming he's going to go out into the Cinccino, and he'll probably attack me the first turn and then try to Encore me into Sucker Punch. I'm actually okay with that, because what is he going to do? Switch in Bronzong and try to set up on me? I mean, eventually I'm just going to kill him with a Pursuit. So he does actually stay in to go for the Tail Slap. That Sucker Punch did 66% too. But that Tail Slap did a lot. Unfortunately, he did get a critical hit on one of them. I really want to click Pursuit here, predicting him to want to switch out, predicting me to go for Sucker Punch, but he can very easily just Encore me. And what I don't want him to do is to kill me. So, yeah, I'm thinking... I mean, I could switch out into Audino, too, get that safe switch, and then fire off a Dazzling Gleam on something, because that Bronzong is weakened. But I'm just going to go for Sucker Punch again, in case he does attack. Nope, he doesn't. He's going to Encore me. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm still getting Black Sludge recovery, so it's not a complete waste, because if I can get a few more turns of that, then I should be able to survive one hit, at least, from the Bronzong, even if it gets up to +1. He's actually going to go into Bayonet here, as I just click Sucker Punch again in case he did decide to attack me. He probably was not going to, so I don't know why I did that. But like I said, the Black Sludge recovery is helpful, and I have a solid and safe switch in to my Audino, because Bayonet really can't do anything. He can't Sucker Punch me, he can Will-O-Wisp me, but I can just Heal Bell here. His most common attacks are Ghost and Dark type, and Audino does not really care about any of those. So, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Knock off that, you know, doesn't really matter. I can't kill you anyway, so Destiny Bond is not going to do much for you. You're just gonna have to use this to... Oh, you have Taunt. Okay, fair enough. I forgot, most of these carry Taunt. I carry Taunt on mine. I don't know why I didn't expect him to go for that. But I guess we'll just Dazzle and Gleam. Just continually Dazzle and Gleam until I die, because I don't think he can kill me with, you know, when Skuntank comes in. So if I weaken this thing a bit, then I can just Pursuit it, and that'll be that. And then I should be able to finish off the Bronzong with Reuniclus. So, yeah, I don't think that Cinccino can kill Reuniclus in one hit either, so I think that I'm doing okay right here. Or not that I'm doing okay, but I'm in a good position. I'm feeling relatively okay. So I'm going to predict him to Taunt, actually. You know what? Yeah, we're going to do that. We're not going to just let Audrey go down. We're going to go into Reuniclus on the predicted Taunt, and then he has to sacrifice something. Most likely. Most likely. He's going to taunt me. Yeah, he's not killing me with a Shadow Sneak here. That's just not happening. It's going to do a lot of damage, but it's not going to kill me because I am invested in my HP. So, yeah, pick your fodder, my friend. He's going to switch into Cinccino, actually. That's interesting. That is interesting indeed. I did not think he would want to sack that. I figured he would think that Bronzong would be the least useful member on his team currently, especially at 19%, because a Psychic might just kill him from there, to be completely honest. But, kind of want to just go right into Skuntank, because he can't kill me with anything. If he goes for Flash Cannon, that's not going to kill me in any universe. And then I should be able to just take... Oh, he's just going to forfeit. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, my friend. Let's go ahead and look for another one. Yeah, I don't think he was going to win there at that point. After sacrificing his Cinccino, that Bronzong was going to go down. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. So getting into another battle here, and this is a pretty threatening team. The Cobalion looks to be the most threatening, again with the Bayonets. Can we, like, go up against a team that's not running Mega Bayonet? I mean, like, it's a really cool Mega and everything, but it would be nice to see something that's not that. Again with the Escavaliers, too. I wonder, are you just a redundant tier right now? Because it's not like I'm high on the ladder, either, where you would see the same threats over and over again. Usually, towards the bottom of the ladder, what's interesting about it is that there's some variety, but that has not really been the case thus far. But anyway, I'm expecting him to want to lead off with Excelgor, most likely, for some Spec shenanigans. He's probably going to be Life Orb or Focus Sash. And so I'm going to lead off with Skuntank, because I can taunt him, and he can't kill me with Bug Buzz. That's just not going to happen. So I can taunt and then Sucker Punch, and that'll do a lot of damage, and I can always defog away his spikes if he decides to go for that. So, yeah. He might go right into Cobalion, honestly, because if that thing is like a setup of some kind, yeah, he is going to go right into the Cobalion. Now, he can't set up if he's like Swords Dance, or just Swords Dance, or, I don't know, Stealth Rocker. He could Volt Switch here if he has that, though. So, I don't really want to attack him and give him a justified boost, so I am going to switch out into Seismitoad. He actually does not like the fact that he's taunted, I guess, and switches right out into his stupid bug, the Escavalier. So that's cool, I suppose. And we've seen this matchup a lot. Cedric, the Seismitoad, against an Escavalier. I feel like that has just happened a lot. And now I'm going to Scald as many times as I possibly can. He could switch in his Jellicent. If he does do that, though, I can just Toxic that. So I'm not really worried about it. So we're going to Scald. We get the burn the first try. Are you kidding me? What? Since when does that happen? I just should not even be questioning it. I just need to just be happy and move on. I went for Earth Power this time. I probably should have gone for Scald again. I just didn't want him getting a completely safe switch into his Jellicent. But it still did 22% to this Excelgor, and that stacks with the Rocks damage. So that brings him down to about half. And at that range, Sucker Punch should take him out, I would think. Yeah, Excelgor is not bulky enough to take a Sucker Punch from that range. So yeah, he's going to go for Bug Buzz, actually. That's 56%, and he gets the Spadef drop, shows off that he's Life Orb. That is a lot of damage because I have quite a bit of investment in my special defense. That's fine though. I'll just go for Sucker Punch here, and he does stay in to try to attack me and not go for spikes. And Xelgor is gone, so he has no way of setting up any hazard other than Stealth Rock. Druddigon and Cobalion could both have that. I'm not really sure. Looking at his team, probably the Druddigon would be the one to have the Stealth Rocks, I would think. This is probably Swords Dance. And that is really scary because I don't have much to handle that. Even my Delphox is outsped. I could go into Dugtrio and trap him, but if he subs here, I'm just going to get OHKO'd by a close combat. And that doesn't really do me any good. So I'm going to go out into my Delphox here because at least I resist his stabs. He's not going to be able to 2-hit KO me, I don't think. As he does indeed throw up a sub. I'm going to Psychic here to be able to break that because having him with a sub up is bad. He actually goes for the close combat. That does 39%, so he's going to have to switch this following turn. And looking at his team, what is he going to switch in? Probably Jellicent. I should be able to sub on that, I would think. Or, I mean, I should be able to set up a Calm Mind on that is what I should be saying. I can sub this turn if I wanted to. Or I could just click Psychic to get some damage off. Now, I don't think he's going to go into a Scavalier. That would be like the last thing he would go into. He would only be using that as a pivot. I'm going to go for Psychic, actually, as he decides to go into his Jellicent. And that only takes about 30%. If I can get up a boost or two, I should be able to take it out with another Psychic. Actually, it would have to be 2 boosts, wouldn't it? This is not the best situation for me, but, I mean, I guess I could go into Skuntank, too, and just Pursuit Trap this, but I don't want to do that unless this thing is weakened, because otherwise, he's just going to burn me, and then I'll have to waste a turn later on with Audino going for Heal Belt, and I decided to go for Calm Mind there. That Scald still did 42% at +1 special defense. And Delphox does not have crappy special defense by any means. It's at least base 100. That's crazy. Does this have some offensive investment? Huh. I was not expecting it to do that much with a boost. Interesting, but Psychic at +1 only does 40%, which means we got low rolled because it only did 30 before. So that's a bit unfortunate. Not that it really matters. I did weaken this thing, which is what I wanted to do. So, yeah. So I guess now my play would be to go into Skuntank and Pursuit Trap this. Because I'm pretty sure that even if he doesn't switch, this thing is dead. I don't think it's physically defensive based on how much that Psychic was doing. I highly doubt it. So this thing should be dead regardless. Now, a Scavalier may give us a little bit of trouble, possibly. Actually, no, one is burned. Never mind. I forgot. I actually got the burn on that. I'm still surprised by that. I should stop mentioning it, otherwise the Hax Gods will be angry with me. But he's taking some time thinking about his move here. My guess would be he would try to switch out because he doesn't really have much to lose by that, because he would just die anyway. Yeah, so Jellicent is gone, and he is now going to get a safe switch into Cobalion. There's really not much I could do about that. I had to get rid of that Jellicent. The thing was an issue. It was definitely an issue because it had to be like especially defensive or something. I don't know. I have no idea. But I want to taunt this thing. I know that gives him a free substitute, but what I don't want is him to set up a Swords Dance and then proceed to sweep my entire team. So if he sets up the sub, that's fine. He'll probably go for close combat this time. I would guess. Yeah, that's probably what he's going to go for. So that means that I don't want to switch in my Audino. That is for sure. So I will go in with Seismitoad here as he actually goes for Iron Head that only does 13%. Close combat will take me out the following turn though. But what that does is it does lower his defenses. So that's good news at least. He'll either have to switch out or sacrifice his Cobalion at that point. Now, Iron Head in close combat are the stabs. He probably has Sub and Swords Dance as his other moves, which means he's not going to be able to 2-hit KO my Reuniclus. So that's probably my best switch at this point. So I'm just going to give him a justified boost if I go into Skuntank, and Audrey is not going to enjoy taking those Iron Heads even if it is unboosted. So Reuniclus is looking like the play to make here, especially because the only other play I could think of would be Dugtrio, because I outspeed, and, you know, the sub is a problem, though, because I'll just break the sub, and then he will just kill me with a close combat. So I'm going to go for Psychic here. If he wants to switch in as a Scavalier, that's fine. He really doesn't have a switch in. Anything that switches in is going to get 2-hit KO'd. So he's going to go for Iron Head this time and hope for a flinch. He does not get it. So I'm expecting him to want to switch here, because if he goes for Iron Head again and doesn't get the flinch, then he's kind of in trouble. And so he is going to switch in his Bayonet. That is not a switch in, my friend. That is dead. Gone. I'm so happy about that. Even though I had a way to handle it with Audino, just the fact that it was around is just annoying because, you know, Prankster, Will-O-Wisp, Destiny Bond, all that stuff. So he's going to go into his Druddigon here, and I don't know what this is going to be. I was suspecting that this would be his Stealth Rocker. I don't think he's going to go for that here because Delphox is gone. But I'm just going to Psychic again, because what's he going to do? Dragon Tail me? And then I just get my Regenerator, and I am perfectly okay with that. I am indeed perfectly okay with that. So he is going to stay in. Psychic does 72% to this thing. He shows off the lefties. It's unfortunate that he missed that Dragon Tail there. And he's saying some things in the chat. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sorry that you missed a Dragon Tail. I'm sorry that I burned you first turn with Skull. That's a bit unfortunate. But not too much I can do about that. Unfortunately, he actually is just going to forfeit. So that is that. And it's looking like I'm going to have time to record one more part after this. So we're going to have a full-length session anyway. And we just had the longer first episode. So I guess it all works out. Hope you guys enjoyed this part. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like, rating, or comments, or whatever you would like to do, of course. And I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.